is Star Wars already done with the anthology films? Now, if you don't know, the anthology films are films like Rogue One and Han Solo. They're not like a episode kind of thing, you know, it's not episode 9 or whatever, and then you have Rian Johnson and the HBO creators, both of them are getting their own, like, basically trilogies. Rian Johnson's getting 3 movies, and these guys might be getting 2 to 3 as well. I would assume 3. So we're getting, you know, a total of 6 more movies after episode 9 comes out, and then we have one more anthology film as well in 2020 that we don't know. But we haven't heard anything else about anthology films. That's a question that we have here, and we need to address, is that is Disney already done with them? Is Lucasfilm already done with the anthology films? And why would that be the case? Now, there's a good reason to be done with them, and that would be, what is the purpose of them? You know, you look at Rogue One, more or less it was a big fan service film meant to fill the plot hole from A New Hope of, you know, that one little hole in the Death Star blows everything up. So you had that, and a lot of people liked it. It was a very good nostalgic film. And then you have the new Han Solo movie coming out to tell a further story for Han Solo as a character. It's a film that I highly doubt we ever needed and no one really wanted, but you know, it's happening. And then we get the film that's coming out in 2020. All signs are pointing towards an Obi-Wan Kenobi film, but we don't know. They could really disappoint us with that. So we get the announcement of Episode 9, a 2020 film, and then after 2020 we don't really know what's next. So I mean, we know we're getting 2 new trilogies, but we don't know the timeline. You could get Rian Johnson's first film in 2021 and then get the HBO guys, or not the HBO, the Game of Thrones writers, you can get their film in 2022 and then do it back to back like that. We know they're trying to do an every year film release like they have been with Marvel in order to make, you know, maximize the profits. Here's the thing though, we haven't heard anything about the anthology films, and should they continue them? Now when we look at anthology films, they're a single story, which what we mean by that is normally means it's only one person, it's only one character. Rogue One was, you know, a group of characters, yes, but it was a single story on how the rebels got the Death Star plans. Han Solo's story is basically about Han Solo, how he got the Millennium Falcon, and basically it's probably going to end up right before he hit the Cantina, or whatever, I'm not entirely sure. So you have this aspect of it. So now we look at, well, what's next? You get a guy like Obi-Wan Kenobi. Do we really need a film, an anthology film for him? No. I mean, I really want one, of course, but we don't need one for him. And then there was other ones that, you know, I've shown before, like Qui-GON Jinn, you have his, you have Ahsoka's, you have the Emperor, you could have another Darth Vader film. I mean, you have a lot of different possibilities that you can work with these films. And, I mean, you could even do something like Boba Fett and whatnot. But the problem with these films are, we already know the purpose and the ending of all of it. You know, we know Ahsoka is, well, actually we don't know her faith, but we know Obi-Wan's faith. We know Qui-GON Jinn's, we know Boba Fett, we know how Darth Vader ends, we know how the Emperor kind of comes to be. We know all the ending to these stories. Even if you do a Yoda one, you know how it all ends. So it's kind of like, well, what's the point? I mean, really, what is the point of it? And that's one of the problems I have with the prequels, is that it told the story and how Darth Vader came to be. Well, what's the point? I don't really need to, I don't want to know how he came to be. He just is. I mean, I got a little few sentences on it and I was good. So a problem that Disney's going to have to address is the anthology films, and are they profitable enough? Now, I would argue that Rogue One was a very profitable movie. I'm not even going to argue that, because facts, you know, point towards that. You know, it was a very profitable film. However, the Han Solo movie is already looking to be a kind of make it or break it kind of thing, and I think this film is going to be the main reason they might not do any more anthology films, is that they make this film without a character. And the problem with making a film about a character that's so beloved is that Harrison Ford is far too old to play him again and play a young Han Solo, and so we're getting this character that's kind of like, well, we already know his fate, we already know how Han Solo is and what he does, why do I need to see him before? Because we don't want it. And so they're having this problem now where it's like, well, if they do it with this character, they're going to have to do it with all the characters if they want to make anthology films. If they do it with Qui-GON Jinn, yeah, they have to bring back Liam Neeson, but what's the point? I mean, is there really a demand for a Qui-GON Jinn movie? From, you know, us diehard fans that know Qui-GON Jinn, yes. But if you look at casual fans, you know, people that you meet at a Walmart or a Target, and you just kind of walk by and be like, hey, have you seen Star Wars? It's like, yeah, well, do you remember Qui-GON Jinn? They're going to be like, not really, who's that again? You're like, well, he's the guy from The Phantom Menace, the green lightsaber. They're like, oh, Liam Neeson, okay, yeah, that's cool. They're making a movie about him, and they're going to be like, oh, I won't see it. And so that's the problem I feel like Disney's going to have to address, and whether they should or should not make anthology films. I personally would recommend they don't, because that's even more films that they're going to have to make, and that's even more risk that they're going to have to bank off of. And, you know, you have Rogue One, which was extremely profitable, but then you have the Han Solo movie, which I don't think is going to be very profitable at all. It's going to make profit, but it's really not going to do that well. So that's just how I view it. I don't think they should do anthology films anymore. I'm not very fond of Lucasfilm and Disney and how they're running Star Wars as it is. So the thought of it continuing to go on and more movies keep coming out, it really just kind of it gives me discomfort. You know, it could be really good and it could be really bad. I'm content with Rogue One. I will watch it. If someone wants to watch it with me, I'll watch it with them. But honestly, that's about it. You know, it's not a very memorable film for me. It's just another film. And so that is the bad case with these new movies, is that they're coming out every year and there's so many different stories we have to follow. It's like, well, I already know how Boba Fett's story ends. Why would I want to see it again? But that's just some thought that I'd like to give you. So comment your thoughts below. What do you guys think? Should anthology films keep going, or is Disney making the right move and kind of scaling back on them and just going for trilogies instead of anthology films? So comment your thoughts below. I'm Star Wars Only. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will see you all next time. May the Force be with you always.